Yo, what is up guys, it's your boy and I'm back, and today I'm going to be playing this kind of altered deck where I put in Fireball for EQ on this regular HOG EQ deck with the Archer Queen and Giant Skeleton. Really solid deck guys, and I just feel like Fireball is a lot more versatile in many decks, good against minions, good against like all air cards and like barbarians especially, so a lot of cases actually allows my HOG to break through more, and definitely a lot better on defense. And not bad in most matchups. So you're just going to hop into the first game here. And once again, this was after I switched decks from the Mortar deck because I just felt I didn't need it. Just going to go in with the Giant Skeleton here. Kind of aggressive. Not too sure about this play. Giant Skeleton is not too great alone on offense, but we do bait out 5 Elixir there, so I'm not too upset. And I do think he's going to keep the Bomber there, so kind of down a lot here. And I'm kind of thinking I'm going to 3 Elixir for the Bomber because I don't want to take it out. Of course I don't get the log here, so let's get Archer Queen wide here just to clean everything up. Hopefully clean all the support units. Pretty good pick cannon, pulls everything pretty wide over there for our Archer Queen to clean up his Night Witch. And we are going to go in for some skeletons prematurely just to deny that damage, even though they do explode immediately. But I didn't want to get the explosion damage on the tower. And yeah, we're back to an ability, so we're just going to capitalize with the HOG in front and hopefully kill all the support units with our ability. We're going to pop the ability here, but of course it dies. If it was level 13, it might have survived there, but not too sure. Regardless, we get the Elixir back, so we're just going to log Ice Spear because I do want to keep my cannon in cycle for his big tank here, and I'm just going to take this Fireball. I feel like he could have staggered those out a lot better, and oh, sorry guys, my recording broke, but yeah, pretty good trade for us, and yeah, I felt like he gave away his lead there a little bit, so once again guys, up damage and single Elixir HOG is just so easy to use. And you're just going to go in for Giant Skeleton in the back. My rule of thumb with this deck is pretty much HOG at the bridge at 10 or Giant Skeleton in the back at 10. Both of those places get a lot of value, so I'm just going to HOG with the Goblins behind it because he cycles Bomber, so he has to arrows for the Goblins, and then the HOG gets a ton of damage, and he's at 0, so I do have a really nice defense here with the cannon. And guys, the only reason I put it one tile to the right there, I just want to reiterate again, sometimes I go for a bit of a left placement depending on how I'm feeling, but very often I do use this right placement if I feel like the push is not that scary and I can defend with that placement. It is a bit worse, but the reason I use it is because I have some paranoia about the golem bypassing the canyon or like other garbage stuff happening in the other placement, so I do go for a bit of a safer pole placement if I feel like the push is not that big. So we got Archer Queen up high here, and I do realize I probably played a bit too prematurely and my Ice Spirit's too far away, but Ice Spirit does get there, and he put a lightning on it anyway, which is a bad play in my opinion. I do not agree with that. So we're going to get a really nice log. Unfortunately, the goal there actually pushed the Night Witch out of the way, so really nice Ice Spirit. Again, the Night Witch doesn't die and the Bomber doesn't die, so actually not that great of an Ice Spirit, but we cycled back to our Fireball and everything, and a pretty good value Fireball considering everything. And we have a Giant Skeleton bomb up, and I'm kind of thinking I'll just want to push this bomb in pretty far and then use the explosion to kind of distract from my HOG, and that's what I do guys there. So the mini P.E.K.K.A is going to still get the shot on, so HOG does no damage. And I'm going to use a really nice Fireball here, and just going to use this ability to clean everything up. I'm going to Goblins oil because the mini P.E.K.K.A does bypass for the ability, so we're up a lot of damage here. As you can see guys, really important to note is the gold player is now switched to the lane we started going for when he was initially going for the right lane, and so that's why I want to urge you guys that even if you're kind of up damage in the lane you're going for, but he has a little bit of damage, definitely just go ahead and switch lanes even if that lane's at full health, because yeah, for a second it'll seem like you have a full health tower to take out and he has a already damaged tower he's working on taking out on your side. He is going to switch to your other lane where you're playing because his units are going to get counter push value, and that is going to make him then attack into your full health tower on the other side. So yeah guys, this is going to be pretty much wraps for this game because yeah, once again with that last Fireball, we're in single Fireball range here, so he's trying to desperately cycle us here, and we're just going to cycle safely as quickly as we can back to our Fireball. So the Fireball ahead with the come at me sign, and I guess that's my light BM sign which I use, but I do like the thumbs up. So straight into the next game here guys, I'm just probably going to HOG at the bridge here. Especially if I have cannon and cycle, I feel that like it's pretty hard to overstep on offense with just a raw HOG here. So we're just gonna cannon here, and then that's gonna defend everything. He does log, so I'm gonna reply with the log as well. Just make sure to take everything out. Ice Bear in the corner does bypass, but it's only going to be a little bit of damage here, guys. So we're just going to keep saving our elixir, and this guy's likely playing 2.6 from what we've seen. So 2.6, we definitely have a fat matchup just because our deck is better. We're just going to make sure we don't take damage in single by getting our cannon outcycled, and fireball on defense if we need to, along with the goblins to kill the hog, or use a queen ability, predict the hog, or something like that. So yeah, so we're up a lot of elixir here, and he admits it, so we're going to just try to go all in here, try and get some damage. And perhaps I should have centerized my fireball there, but we do still get a hog shot because the giant skeleton's tanking for like light years of, I guess that's not a measure of time, but for years. And the musketeers are really struggling to pump that that hog down, so we are up a little bit of damage here. And once again, guys, probably just a good idea just to go in with the giant skeleton again, but I do want to stop his hog here, even though he did just hog, but he also uses fireball. But I am kind of aware that he's probably going to try to cycle back to his hog here, but I think he kind of changed his mind after he saw my queen. And I'm really happy about that, just because it allows me to reset and kind of get back to my hog here. But right here, guys, he does play really well. And Giant Skeleton is OP as always. Gets like some weird, like, I don't know, just grabs onto the hog rather low-key, and the rest did not see that. Definitely holding, but yeah, so Giant Skeleton OP, only one shot there. Should have been way worse for us, because we got caught in a super awkward cycle. But I am feeling a lot better about this, because he has to respond to this Giant Skeleton. We have a cannon up, and more importantly, we're hitting double elixir, so I'm going to try to use this bomb here to my advantage a little bit, kind of just delay the placement. I'm just going to log here for the skeletons, and kind of a bad hog by him, just because it goes into my cannon, and I do have enough time to cycle back to another cannon, so I'm not too worried about this hog here. And he feels as if he's up elixir, but now that he cycled his hog, he really can't do anything about it. I'm not sure if that cannon pulls. I do believe it does, but I didn't want to risk it. Just want to go in for my own hog. As you can see, the cannon stays alive, so I'm just going to queen ability here, and then go ahead for a log for a really nice counter. Now we have our queen on the field. I'm going to apply some pressure. I'm going to one-shot that cannon, and I'm ready with the ability any second here, because then it's just going to plop an ice golem down on it, which is the correct play. So there's an giant skeleton, because I know the queen's going out of tower range, and I do want to just get like a really massive bridge block going here. And yeah, we're just going to fireball that into the cannon range. Super clutch fireball by us. And just going to go for a hog here, as the giant skeleton is going to tank for a couple more business years. And I know he can't possibly go in for a log here, because he's trying to defend still, and he couldn't even afford it. And that log on defense is at 0. We're still going to get massive shots there. So, oh, another shot. That was crazy. Massive damage by us. And yeah, as you can see, fat matchup by us, guys. Just wait. Make sure you don't get outcycled, and predict the hogs in single. And in double, just go for a giant skeleton in the back. And there's really nothing you can do to break through. You have your cannon, your archer queen, and your fireball and your log, and just a nice spirit if you really need it. And right there, guys, as you see, terrible mistake. I was trying to hit, like, send emotes down, and I literally choked, and I'm glad he cycled his log there. And now I see a fireball, and I get another PTSD there, because I know he's going to be, like, sending another hog any second. And oh my gosh, guys, we do cycle back to our fireball. Like, again, guys, I was just trying to say, like, thumbs up, and then I clicked off it somehow, and then I sent my fireball in the corner rather than clicking thumbs up. And yeah, I almost threw that game, and I was like praying the whole time before that. So yeah, and yeah, I do tend to choke games, like I said, guys, and that's just one of the ways I know how to choke them. I can literally choke them out of anything. Like, I can just make something up in thin air and just like throw a game away, just for example with that fireball, like I almost did. But yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and giant skeleton here, kind of high, just because I know he's enfranchised out of cycle. Just kind of want to see what his response are. Put him on the defensive end. I know whenever I see giant skeleton with my expo decks usually, and whatever deck I'm playing, I'm thinking, okay, defense, gotta defend first, because this is a crazy push. And I didn't think the giant skeleton was gonna take so much damage there with that fireball, but apparently, I don't know, golems just do so much damage. So yeah, I didn't want to just put him on the defensive end, like I said again, with the giant skeleton there. And we do fully counter his barrel. And not a terrible trade. We do lose a little bit of elixir from the giant skeleton push, but not a terrible trade, and we get to find out his deck. And he has no chance at doing any tower damage to us while we're doing that, so pretty good. We always get the +1s off the log, so sometimes I kind of like to sack some elixir just for the initiative, just because I have a fear of like bad cycles or getting caught off guard, or I just feel uncomfortable until I know the opponent's deck, and I really didn't know his deck with the bowler and the cob barrel there, so I just want to go in here. And I'm going to Archer Queen high because I'm predicting he's going to play something. Yeah, and here I am going to get a really nice log. And also going to be trying to get ready for this. I think I right now I'm either think I'm going to fireball the barrel or I'm just going to go goblins on it. And I'm trying to save my elixir, so I'm going to allow the goblins on the right. Their staff, so I'm going to counter this one for 3 elixir, just so I can get the goblins to counter push. And he does waste an electro wizard, so a really good push by me. I'm going to get damage on both sides here. Definitely more damage on the left here, and I'm surprised he didn't play anything for like 5, I guess 4 hog shots there, guys. 4 hog shots is around probably like 1700 damage. I do want to block the bridge here for whatever reason. The bowler kind of gave me some, graveyard energy, so I was like kind of getting a bit scared here. And my log goes out of cycle, so yeah, I do a little bit of damage on the left, but I look at the tower health again, and I'm going to get shared with fine. Once again, 4 elixir, elixir's not really counter pushing. He pulls out the Inferno Town. Honestly, guys, I forgot he's had it. I feel like we've been going so aggressive that when I hog, he can't really afford it, or he just instinctively plays something else because he's like caught off guard. But yeah, I kind of forgot that he had that. And for some reason there, he thought I was going to go in for my goblins. But I was really not even ready for that barrel there, so I just had to fireball it. And yeah, good play by us, I guess, on accident. He's going to goblin game running into a giant scout. So good trade by us, and good trade on the queen on the right side. So we're going to try to get a quick hog bypass here, but it doesn't work, and overall bad hog by us, a lot of value, and pretty bad log. So we're just going to predict here a 10, and we do get the prediction, and I know he's going to fireball anyway. Interesting that he did that at the front, and so really a ton of damage by him. Bad hog by us, but we're just going to set up a really nice push here. I feel like he's pretty low on the elixir after that fireball, and unfortunately he does get the Inferno down, and I was really scared of this, so I'm just going to fireball here, and keep applying pressure with the giant skeleton. I know he's at like 3 elixir, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to defend. And yeah, here I do definitely have to drop back on defense. Overcommitment with the flash for sure. And overcommitment on the zap by him. I'm not sure what he has for this. Pretty sure I can just prediction log. And I knew his Inferno was out of cycle. And the prediction log is really good by us. Forced out the bowler. He would have lost the game immediately had he not done this. But suddenly, guys, this game is a lot closer. And all of a sudden, he starts spamming us. And Ice Priest kind of off. I do put Goblin in the front here just to stall everything out. Make sure we don't take any damage. And then log down deep just to clean it up the whole lane. So yeah, pretty good defense by us there. The game is really close all of a sudden, but I do think we should be able to win just because he doesn't have Rocket. He's going to reset with the Giant Skeleton in the back. He's going to fireball cycle us. I don't want to fall behind on damage, so I'm just going to respond with the fireball. And we do manage to hit something. And he kind of predicts our queen there, so we're just going to goblins in the back. I'm going to pop the abilities simultaneously. And I do deny full damage off the barrel with a lot of commitment off elixir, even though he's zapped. So really good by us. So I'm just going to go ahead and log here. And here we have a pretty healthy Giant Skeleton coming down with the Hog Rider, and I don't really agree with that fireball just because I think I had like 10 licks at the bridge. I felt like I could break through, and despite my best efforts I can't, but luckily we were fireballing at the same time on defense, so we were going to hog down first, and now it's a race to get to my log before he gets his fireball, but he's not even really to counter my hog, and yeah, that is going to take game there. So a bit of a sketchy defense there at one point that made the game really close, but luckily because he's running fireball, I was able to stay ahead of the damage. And at the end of the day, guys, I always feel like against any matchup, Hog is just so good at applying pressure that in clutch situations, your Hog Rider will always have the superiority just because you threaten so much damage on the tower, and it's they have to defend it first, or else you'll be faster than any rocket or anything like that. And we do get one of the Fire Spirits to jump there, but I am going to deny that damage just because I feel like he's not running a meta deck, so he probably can't punish me, even though I'm down a lot of elixir. But I up a lot of damage, so really happy he played stuff in the back there, not at the bridge. So allows us to recover an elixir. Definitely would recommend him to try and pressure me a bit more, but like Spawner decks can't really do that. But boom, Royal Giant. So here I'm thinking, okay, what do I do? Kind of scared for a candy here. Kind of try to put like an anti-fireball, anti-lightning spot here. And his stupid freaking hero is over there. I don't want to pop the ability just yet, just because I feel like the E-Giant was already dead, so I'm just going to use it with the log, kind of save the ability for offense, kind of sacrifice an elixir for this offensive potential. And it always gets its value back, guys, because as you can see, we still got like a full hut there. I'm telling you, the Queen on offense is pretty much a Musketeer without the ability. I mean, you can counter it with like pretty much scouting. They're like for 2 elixir, easy counters. 2-3 elixir. If you have the ability, it's gonna be like for 1 more elixir, you pretty much like bait out 4, 5, 6 elixir every time. At least 4 guys. Like I mean, it's really hard to defend queen with an ability for just 3 elixir. I don't think even a what do you call that? Royal recruit drop thing shit does that. There's a cannon high up here. 1 more tower to the left would have been more ideal, but just wanted to start taking it out, and we do get a really nice fireball here. He's gonna bring the tower lower. And guys, fireball cycle is kind of dead in terms of full tower. It's not like it was in like 2018 with the 2.9 Expo, but once the tower gets down to less than 2,000, the fireballs really do start adding up. And if you don't just throw raw fireballs, if you're always getting damage with them and ensuring that you can still defend, the damage really does add up, and it really sucks like to counteract all the shit that your opponents can get, pretty much regardless of what you're playing. Just because defense is so solid on this deck, you're not going to be taking too much damage off any one push with this deck, unless you really mess up. So, which I mean, to be fair, I've definitely done in the past, as has everyone. But so the bomb is going to get giant value, and I love when they forget that the bomb is going to get giant value. And as you can see here, just the bomb is going to take everything out there. So I'm going to pop the ability just to make sure the flying machine like flew up. And pretty good fireball by me. I'm going to try to deny a little bit of damage here. And I'm going to go Archer Queen high. Just going to feel like he's going to keep placing stuff in the middle, and that Archer Queen can just like pop off. And as you can see, they're really nice by us. And I was thinking he was going to give up on the ability because he's coming down so late that he'll be dead by then. But he doesn't, so he does block my log. I guess I kind of mind games there, but he probably wasn't even thinking about that. But it would have been a really good log if he didn't pop the ability. But and then, I mean, to be honest, like it was kind of a late ability on his end. So really nice log by us here, though. And we do have the queen, and it really just helps block up the left lane here. Really good against these spirit gods because it gets the first shot immediately. Just going with our hog here. And I know this is going to be a really late ability activation by him. And yeah, so once again, guys, 824. We're just going to have to throw like 4 more fireballs, or maybe just a hog shot and like fireball and like a couple logs. So I'm just going to defend first, just going to sit back and chillax. Really nothing you can do. Not really going to try and like save my fireball for anything. Just going to chill. This popped the ability right there, kind of a waste. Archer Queen up high again. Like look, there's like 6 goblins. Kind of distracting, kind of taking them out, all of them. And then just a lot of damage. I'm going to go with my hog because I know his building's out of cycle, but he does have the furnace, I believe. But he's going to log here, and yeah, kind of a bad mirror furnace here. He's just going to give us the game with that. But yeah, couldn't really win. And guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this deck. Definitely try it on challenges, and like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.